Hey, if you loved Legends and Lattes and you loved Strange the Dreamer, do I have a book recommendation for you? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Alyssa. I recently have been on this journey to find more cozy fantasy reads, which has sent me down quite the rabbit hole on Book Talk, which has been great because now my Book Talk algorithm is showing me things that I love. The problem is now I have more books that I want to read. And I have a really good find that I want to share with you all. Don't mind the background. Lipro was back earlier today, and we are going to steal his background. So the book I have for you today is called Under the Sea and Over the Sky by Emily McCosh. And this book, let me tell you, first of all, she's stunning, and the author does all the illustrations as well. Oh my God, I never took the cover off. Okay, so I made sure I broke my no-buy for this because I had to. Look at this cover. This book is stunning, and there's even art inside as well. So it's not just about the fact that this book is beautiful. Let's talk about why this book is so good. So Emily McCosh is an indie author, self-pub, making beautiful books. I was just on TikTok and stumbled upon somebody talking about this book, and it sounded so good. Actually, I think it was one of the author's many TikToks sort of promoting her work. And I was like, I'll give it a try. It was a couple bucks on Kindle, so I got it and I read it. I broke my no ban once and then I broke my no buy again because I had to have a physical copy for my shelves. I think that there was a lot of us who read Legends and Lattes that opened the gate to cozy fantasy. You may have another gateway book that opened you up to cozy fantasy, but that was my gateway book. Since then, I've been just trying to find more things that fit that subgenre. Also, I realized that almost all my TJ Klunes that I love and have read are all cozy fantasy, and how did I miss that? I don't know. So I picked up this book because it sounded really good. It's about a fairy king who finds a young human baby in the forest. It's abandoned, and he takes the baby in, and he plans to return the baby to the humans, but things don't go as planned. One day, the baby is sick, and he has already bonded with the baby to some extent. So he goes and he makes a deal with this being under the earth, and that in that deal he ends up having to basically give something up to save the child, and that results in our main character, one, creating quite the bond with this human child, so to the point where the human child becomes his child. Two, that fairy king now has a consequence for this, right? So now he is suffering from some sort of chronic sickness that hits him randomly throughout the rest of the story. But it's not just that. It is also a story about two sort of warring groups of peoples. You have fairies and these shadow people that are on the outside destroying the environment. We have past traumas and a war in the past that the fairy king is trying to deal with. You have sort of a found family sort of adjacent vibe where he has his own very unique romantic relationship with another powerful fairy woman, and they kind of create a family with this baby. And you have our main character dealing with the fact that he lost a very dear friend when he was younger. So there are a lot of stakes in this, unlike something like Legends and Lattes or Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. There's the stakes are higher. However, what makes this super cozy to me is one, this father baby, father son bond that is being created throughout the narrative, and two, the writing itself. The reason why I say if you liked Strange the Dreamer, if that is a book that you really that really resonated with you, I think that you would really love this because as I was reading it, the vibes of this story just kept taking me back to Strange the Dreamer. I felt like I did in that incredibly vivid, luscious world that Laini Taylor created. I felt like I was kind of back in an adjacent world going through this story. It is so beautifully written. The vibes of the story are just so heart I don't know, they just make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. They made me happy. So even when the stakes were kind of high and there was tension, there was still this very poetic lyrical language that was making it just like a little bit more cozy. So mm, this is a super quick mini review, but I need everybody to pick this up. Emily McCosh is also an author tuber. Go check her out. I do think that this is somebody that is like an indie author to watch because I could see this being picked up and traditionally pubbed. I can also see she has like a serialized novella sci-fi that I've been reading, and it is so good and such a different tone to this story. The talent here is amazing. So she's definitely someone to watch. And I mean, if anyone from Tor is watching, I would definitely reach out to Emily because if I feel like this would be quite the snag because her writing is just so phenomenal. So please pick this up if those are things that you enjoy, especially if you're like, I love Legends and Lattes. I also love Strange to Dreamer. You have to read this book. You just have to. It is so, so good. Please pick it up. That's all I have for the super quick mini review. Please consider liking and subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think